What's going on, famous the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray, back with another Gamecock news update. Today we are speaking about the South Carolina Gamecocks being a work in progress, and our next opponent, which is Troy. I said it wrong Saturday. I said I forgot what I said, but I didn't say we was playing Troy. But before I go any further, man, here's I knew one of three things. One, like the video, it's free. Two, subscribe to the channel. That's also free. Hit notification bell like you know every time I drop a video. If you're going to subscribe. 3, share the video. Helps out a ton. So, a lot of you guys were talking about, not a lot of you guys, but a lot of people talk about Marcus Satterfield, and he's a whack offensive coordinator. He needs to be fired. We should have had Mike Bobo's offense, which we only won 2 games with Mike Bobo. I think fans need to simmer down, calm down, take a deep breath, okay, and realize something. South Carolina is always going to be a work in progress. This upcoming season is going to be a work in progress. Do I think we can win 6 games? I do think we can still win 6 games. Do I think that it's going to be difficult to get to 6? I mean, the path to 6 is still there. It's still there. We had 4 winnable games this coming up time. We got Troy, which is a winnable game. We got Tennessee, which is a winnable game. And we have Vanderbilt, which is a winnable game. Those 3 games right there will put us at 5-2 with 1 game to win left. I think that win would come at Missouri. I think that win could come at Clemson. I think that win could come someplace that we're not expecting to be. Heck, if we just win 5 games, that is a really good improvement from winning 2 games the year before and winning 4 games the year prior. If we win 6 games this year, we won more games than we did in 2 years. Shane Beamer's first year. But I want to read a little bit about what 24/7 Sports about. They kind of quoted Shane Beamer his teleconference Sunday, and we want to talk about that and see what's happening. So we're gonna go to the handy dandy notebook. Not the notebook, guys, but it is simply the article. Gameplay still work in progress. It says, first year South Carolina football coach Shane Beamer made his thoughts on the offense very clear in his opening statements on Saturday night, less than 24 hours after being beaten by Kentucky. We have to do better, he said, referring specifically to his team offensively. The Gamecocks 22-2, 0-2, scored twice in the 16-10 loss to the Wildcats in a near capacity environment at Williams-Brice Stadium. The offense was gifted the ball 3 times in plus territory by the defense, and Beamer didn't see his team come away with points on any of those occasions. A third of the way to the season, they have not been able to click offensively. We have a better idea of where we are, but we still a work in progress, Beamer says. Yes, we did have a lot of returning pieces and expected us to be performing better than we are right now, but we've just got to continue to work. I see playmakers on offense. We have a lot of guys on offense who are talented football players. I see weapons. Now we have to continue to figure out how to get the ball to those guys. Beamer pointed out that quarterback Luke Doty made only the 3rd start of his young career on Saturday. Top running back Kevin Harris back and Marshawn Lord ACL are both coming back off of surgeries. I'm not making excuses. We're still a work in progress in a lot of ways, he said. So he says, asking if you needed to involve more the offensive play caller, Beamer responded, no, none of that. We've got good coaches and we've got good players. We just have to execute better, Beamer said. We only ran 51 plays last night, and this may not be what people want to hear, but of those 51 plays that we called, a lot of them were some really, really good calls. We certainly have to put our guys in better scenarios to be good and smart about what we're calling, and then we've got to execute. That's not on the players all the times. That's on us as coaches. How we're teaching, what we're running, and things. So let's stop right there because I definitely want to get back to what Shane was talking about. Now, he mentions in the article, I didn't want to read all of the article as far as blocking assignments. And I think that's one thing that we are struggling with in his young season is blocking the right person. It was one play when Luke Doty had got sacked, and I think the left tackle and left tackle both was guarding one dude. You know what I'm saying? And then the dude off the right edge came around clean, hit Luke on the play. So I think that a lot of this is just getting familiar with the system and putting it in place where everybody can kind of learn it as you are growing. Because when you're teaching a new philosophy, yes, you may have the pieces in place, but it takes time to mold and to gel and to really buy in. And also bringing players that has the IQ that you really want to have to actually execute what you're trying to do. Like the defense last year didn't play like they're doing this year. We didn't have a lot of turnovers. And a lot of those pieces were the same pieces. Yeah, we did have some transfers that's come in, but mostly those are the same pieces from last year that came in. JJ Mbare, looking like a first-round draft pick, is really all over the ball, and our defensive line is causing pressure. We're getting sacks, we're getting turnovers. So I do think that our offense will click. Now, will it click enough for us to win 6 games? It just really depends. I mean, can you fix these blocking issues in the next week or so? I do think so. I not all the way, but I do think that we could be competitive in those games. And look, the guys, listen. This year was all about South Carolina being competitive. Yes, we want to win 6 games, but ideally, if we win 4 to 5 games, that's not a bad season. Double your win totals from the year before, it's not a bad season. Now, we saw a path where we could win 6. It was no guarantee that it was going to be Kentucky. It's no guarantee that we're going to win the next 3 games. But we can win those next 3 games. I think that we can get one more win. I truly think that we can get one win somewhere. It won't be against Florida. It won't be against Texas A&M. It may not be against Clemson. But we could get a win somewhere, somewhere. But I think that we have, as Carolina fans, have to realize this is a work in progress, and who knows? We will continue to grow. But Troy, it should be a win. It should be a bounce back win. Kentucky was a bounce back performance. Hey, look at it like this. If we would have scored on any of those plays, any of them, we would have been winners against Kentucky, and this would have been a whole nother different ball game. But this is a young season, still work in progress. Things will click. Luke Doty is a young quarterback, even though he started some games last year. Last year don't really count. He's still a young quarterback. So Gamecock Nation, the fans that are legitimately know what's going on, not the hopeful ones that said we're going to go 12-0 and win the national championship. That is, I don't know what you're smoking, but we're not winning the national championship, not this year. Give the team some time. But here's what I need you to do. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. Again, it's the entertainer, motivator, educator. Please don't forget all 3. Lucky Murray back with another Gamecock news update. And yes, I'm talking about a work in progress. As you guys know, man, let me know what you think about the comment section below. Like always, it's the next time, people.